Hi, welcome back to Bounce Forward with me, your host, Tiff. I'd like to acknowledge the traditional custodians of the land on which I'm recording this podcast, the Wurundjeri people of the Kulin Nation. I pay my respects to elders past and present. Nick DM'd me, "Hey Tiff, I've been listening to your pod a lot lately and it got me thinking, what are the top 5 myths you hear a lot in the fitness industry? Or was it an online trend that just is utter crap? Would love to know your thoughts on this." Okay, so Nick, there's too many for me to choose from. I really had to have a big, hard old think about this one. But I guess I've just finished doing my pre- and postnatal certification, and something that really drives me crazy is the no pain, no gain attitude. And it really is a myth. I throw back at no pain, no gain. You got to train smarter, not harder. And whilst challenge your body is important for progress, pain is not a sign of an effective workout, okay? Soreness and discomfort can occur, but pain, especially sharp, persistent pain or anything that can lead to injury, you got to listen to your body and avoid pushing through pain that feels abnormal. So you really do have to train smarter, not harder. Smashing training is, I call it smash training. It's really out, and scientific training is in. And I'm really loving the industry right now. I am, because there are so many experts coming out. And when I started in fitness as a PT 20 years ago, there was no social media. So you kind of had your mentors in the gyms where you worked, or, in my case, it was in the taekwondo schools and, my instructors and things like that. So you had your physical mentors, but there wasn't really any resources to learn from. But now the internet's amazing. You've got social media. There are so many wonderful experts to follow on podcasts and their channels on YouTube and things like this, that you can learn how to train smarter, not harder. And so much scientific evidence and different ways of training and methods. And it's just it's fantastic now. So there's no room for this no pain, no gain kind of mentality with boot camps and things like that. And also I really hate it with the bounce back culture after you have a baby, and everyone wants to snap back quickly to the pre-baby body. And it's like, no pain, no gain. I'm just going to push through. That's not what you need to do. That's why I invented the bounce forward philosophy, where you have to nurture yourself in the 4th trimester and heal from the birth and look after yourself and bond with the baby. And, there's no time for all of that toxic bounce back stuff. So no pain, no gain. That's number 1. Number 2 is the myth that you cannot spot reduce fat, okay? Because I have people come up to me all the time and say, I want to lose this, and they'll point to their bum, or I want to lose this, and they'll point to their arms. And, you cannot spot reduce fat. It's not possible to target fat loss in specific areas of the body through exercises like crunches to, bring down your tummy, or leg lifts to tone the legs. Fat loss happens systematically, meaning your body loses fat as a whole based on genetics, diet, overall activity level. You have to decrease your body fat percentage, and that is looking after your nutrition, which is, if you're looking at a pyramid and down the bottom, the bulk of the pyramid is that calorie deficit, and the peak of the pyramid, the tiny bit at the top, is your exercise. You really do have to focus on being in a calorie deficit. So you can't spot reduce fat. That's my second myth. My third myth is one that I have done countless of times on this podcast, but I can't say it enough. And I actually dedicated a whole episode to this, and I can put it in the show notes. The myth that lifting weights will make you bulky. So gaining significant muscle mass requires a specific type of training, diet, and often years of dedicated work. For most people, weightlifting will result in a toned, lean physique and improved strength, but it won't bulk you up. And this is the analogy I'd love you to just keep with you at all times. Saying, I'm not going to lift weights because I don't want to get bulky is like saying I'm not going to drive a car because I could accidentally become a professional race car driver. It is something that you have to put time and energy in, and you have to dedicate really your life to bulking up, okay? So lift weights. you'll tone up, you'll get strong, you'll have all of the metabolic improvements, you'll have a faster metabolism, you'll feel amazing, all of the endorphins, all of the good stuff, but you're not going to get bulky. So I had to bring that myth into the mix. Number 4, something I'm passionate about, which leads on from the myth that weights won't make you bulky, is that cardio is the best way to lose weight. Whilst cardio can help weight loss, it really is the icing on top of the cake. Strength training is just as important because it builds muscle, which increases metabolism. And the combination of strength training and cardio with a balanced diet is often the most effective and sustainable way for weight loss. So you really don't want to just be eating a certain amount of calories and going, oh, I just ate a chocolate bar that's like 400 calories. So now I'm going to go and run and work off 400 calories. It doesn't really work like that. And that would drive you crazy, right? So you really have to look at your fat factories, which are your muscles, and build lean muscle mass, which are really going to burn the calories and help you to stay metabolically strong and like fight fat. That's your muscles' job, not cardio's job. And then my 5th myth, I really wanted to say that the myth that you need to work out for hours every day to see results. I think that's just ridiculous. Quality trumps quantity. Shorter, high-intensity workouts like HIIT, well-structured strength sessions can be just as effective as long sessions, okay? Consistency is more important than intensity. So I saw this little artwork that I absolutely loved where there were 2 little pot plants, and one was being drowned with water and it was failing to thrive. And the other one was being lightly watered, just a few drops a day, and it was blossoming. And that's consistency, right? A few little drops of water every day, but consistently, rather than just drowning a plant once a week. And I think that's what you have to think about. Consistency trumps intensity. You got to be consistent with whatever you do. Make sure that, you're working out smart. So always have a plan. Don't just walk into the gym and be like, what am I doing today? Because it'll be a mess up of a workout. You really want to go in with a plan. Coached workouts on apps are fantastic. All of my workouts on TXO are coached, so you know what you're doing at any time. You can take me into the gym and I'll train you there. And that is, you don't need these long workouts for hours. Who has the time in this day and age to do that? 20 minutes is all you need for the endorphins, for muscle stimulation, to get some results. 20 minutes can boost your endorphins for up to 8 hours. So you really want to make sure that you are doing little bursts consistently of activity that will make you feel good. So these are some of the myths that I think mislead people the most, and some of the reality behind them. Let me know on social whether you agree with me or not, but I really do stand by what I've said here. These are the top 5 myths and they drive me crazy daily. Thanks so much for listening to Bounce Forward. I really love having your company, so please DM me on Instagram at tiffhall_xo and let me know what topics and questions you'd love me to answer. Don't forget to rate and review me on your podcast app. Speak soon. Happy days.